If you are pre-qualified and you are out hunting for a home, in this video, we're going to identify what it is exactly that you're looking for. Location, 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 features and upgrades. Well, let's go take a look. So this house here is my parents' house. It's a house that they owned in 1995 and they bought it again in December of 2020 and did a complete remodel. So what we'll show you in a second is what the house looked like in November of 2020 and then what the house looked like after it was purchased in December of 2020 and now what it looks like in August of 2024. As you are getting pre-qualified and you're thinking about what you qualify for versus what you can afford, taking your budget into account is incredibly important. So as you are looking through a house, you're looking at things that could be dangerous or risky, things that would be massive repairs, such as structural, like your foundation, electrical, and roof. So as you're going around, you can be testing light switches, making sure that they turn something off and on, that there aren't strange sounds. So when we're talking about location, 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 is it in an HOA or not? This particular home is in an HOA. That's an extra $124 per month that you need to budget for. And also on the qualifying side, whether you can fit that in your qualification for things that you receive, but also then are held to. So within an HOA, you have to have your yard up to a certain standard. You have to get your modifications to the exterior approved by the architectural committee, but you also have common areas like parks, the clubhouse, the pool. Those are all available to you for that $124 per month. But that is not for everybody. Some people want to be in a location where you don't have an HOA telling you what you need to do every month. But then moving on from location, next thing you always want to think about is features. Now, when we talk about features, what's the size of the home? How many bedrooms? How many bathrooms? What's the condition of the home? Are you looking at buying this as something that you're going to improve and quickly flip? Or are you going to use it as your initial investment to then convert into a rental property long-term to make sure that your rent is offsetting that mortgage payment? What I see about people who go in and they aren't serious about buying a house is there is some specific thing that they've identified, like the color of the carpet or the color of the walls or some topical item that can be changed by having the vision of investing in whatever piece of real estate you set out to purchase. So it's like, as you're going through a home and you're looking at the floor plan, the orientation of the closet, whether you have the level of privacy that you want to see from the main level or the second level, it all boils down to whether you're comfortable with what you are qualified to purchase and also what you feel you can afford on your down payment, your closing costs, and then obviously that monthly payment that you're going to be hit with every month. Once the air conditioning turns on, you make sure that you hear proper ventilation, you make sure that there are no strange cracks in the ceiling, in the walls, like we talked about on the floors. Those are all critical items that could be brought up during an inspection and an appraisal that you didn't budget for at the beginning. Right now we're downstairs in a split primary suite, and when you're looking through transition areas, things where there's obviously going to be additional weight. We're in a 2-story house with obviously a roof on top. So at your joints in different corners of the house, you can identify whether there's potential for foundation structural issues that if it's not found during inspection and appraisal, long-term it could be an issue that you run into and you need to plan for with your budget. When you go into a declining or a flat environment, it's those houses that are on the busy street, on the corner, high traffic areas, crime, condos. Those are the different property types that start to sit on the market longer and we start to see dips. As a homeowner, are you investing in the property for it to be rentable or livable? Two key distinct areas that you need to identify because, like, for instance, there is another property listed down the street that had new HVAC installed, but because that was built as a rental property and reconstructed as a rental property, all of the ductwork is ran along the roof of the house. So if you think about it, you cool air in your air conditioning unit and then run it through metal tubing across the roof of a house in 120-degree temperatures for that air to then be distributed throughout the house. That is going to be far less efficient and more costly on your renter versus reducting an entire house with internal ductwork that is flex insulated ductwork to really create more efficiencies in the way that air is distributed throughout the house. So let's talk turkey. What are the numbers on a house like this? At list price of $1.25 million, you'd have 10% down payment, so $125,000 for your down payment. And then your closing costs are gonna be somewhere between $10,000 to $15,000. So your all-in budget is gonna be somewhere between $135,000 to $150,000 to close on this home. With then a monthly payment, your mortgage payment's gonna be somewhere between $6,400 to $6,700. And your all-in payment with taxes, insurance, and a 10% second would be somewhere around $7,500 to $7,800 a month. So let's bring this back to real world perspective. You've been pre-qualified at a loan amount of say $750,000. And you contact your loan officer and say, hey, look, this house is listed for $1.25 million. Can we qualify for it? Well, yes, absolutely. You've been qualified for the $750,000 loan amount. So you would just need to come up with the difference between the loan amount and the purchase price offered by the seller. In this instance, the difference between the $750,000 and the $1.25 million would be $500,000. So as you're driving around on a Friday afternoon and you see an open house sign, bringing this back to you on how this relates and why it matters, you're qualified for a certain loan amount. You know what that monthly payment looks like. So as you're driving around and you see open houses at homes at a certain purchase price, whatever amount you're comfortable putting down for your down payment to get you to that loan amount is a home you absolutely can go after. If you haven't already, get pre-qualified, check the video that is on my page. And if you got value out of this content, please like, subscribe, because we got more coming your way.